Hello mga ka-JTV, this is Sir Joel of Sir JTV channel. In this video lesson, we will discuss about quadratic inequalities. At the end of this video lesson, you are expected to illustrate quadratic inequalities, solve quadratic inequalities, and solve problems involving quadratic inequalities. Huwag kalimutan mag-subscribe at i-click ang notification bell para updated kayo sa mga i-upload kong mga video lessons. Pindutin din ang like button sa ibaba kung nakatulong itong video lesson sa iyo. So, let's begin! Solving inequalities is very similar to solving equations. We do most of the same things. A quadratic inequality is an inequality which involves one variable and the highest exponent of the variable is 2. So, kamukha lang siya nung quadratic equation. So, yung pagkakaiba lang ng quadratic inequality sa quadratic equation ay yung symbol. Sa quadratic equation, gumagamit tayo ng equal sign, while sa quadratic inequality ay gumagamit tayo ng ibang symbol maliban sa equal sign. So, yung mga roots na nakukuha natin sa quadratic equation ay minsan wala tayong nakukuhang real roots, minsan isa, minsan dalawa. But for quadratic inequality, nakakakuha tayo ng infinite numbers of roots or solutions. Okay, we have the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So dito, makita natin na ginagamit nating sign dyan ay equal sign since this is quadratic equation. But for quadratic inequality, gagamit tayo ng iba-ibang symbol. So, ito yung mga symbols niya. So, the symbol is greater than. So, example, x squared plus 3x is greater than 2. Ibig sabihin niyan, itong expression na nasa left side ay mas malaki kumpara sa expression na nasa right side. Okay, so itong symbol naman, tawag natin dyan ay less than. Example, 7x squared is less than 28. Okay, ibig sabihin niyan yung expression na nasa left side ay mas maliit kumpara sa expression na nasa right side. Another symbol is ito. So this is greater than or equal to. Example, 5 is greater than or equal to x squared minus x. So ibig sabihin niyan yung expression na nasa left side ay greater than or equal sa expression na nasa right side. So mas malaki siya or equal yung nasa left side na to. And last one, we have this symbol that this is less than or equal to. So example, 2y squared plus 1 less than or equal to 7y. So ibig sabihin niya, yung expression na ito ay mas maliit or equal sa expression na nasa right side. So itong mga example na ito ay example ng quadratic inequality. Since involved naman yung isang variable na x at yung highest degree niya ay 2. And hindi tayo gumamit ng equal sign. Gumamit tayo ng symbol like greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. So, yan yung tinatawag nating quadratic inequality. Quadratic inequality can be written in any of the following forms. So, pwede siyang ax squared plus bx plus c greater than 0, ax squared plus bx plus c less than 0, x squared plus bx plus c greater than or equal to 0, and pwede rin siyang ax squared plus bx plus c is less than or equal to 0. So, apat yung symbol na ginagamit natin sa quadratic inequality. Unlike sa quadratic equation na equal sign lang yung ginagamit natin. And tandaan na yung a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. So, na-explain na natin yan dun sa unang video natin, di ba? Na yung a, hindi siya pwedeng maging 0. To solve quadratic inequality, follow these steps. Okay, step 1, transform the quadratic inequality into quadratic equation, then find the roots. Step 2 natin, plot the points corresponding to the roots of the equality in a number line. The points will separate the line into 2 or 3 intervals. And step 3, choose a test point in each intervals and substitute this test point to the original inequality. If it's hold true, then the region belongs to the solution set. Otherwise, it is not part of the solution. Sa step 1, gagawin lang natin dyan, ito transform lang natin si quadratic inequality into quadratic equation. simply remove lang natin or palitan lang natin yung inequality sign into equal sign. Sa step 2 naman, after natin mag-solve ng roots sa step 1, ipa-plot naman natin yung mga nakuha nating roots na yon or mga numbers, corresponding numbers dun sa roots na yon sa number line. Yung mga points na yon ay isa-separate yung number line into 2 or 3 intervals. Yung mga intervals na yan, yun yung grupo ng mga numbers. Step 3 naman, each intervals, kukuha tayo ng test point. Isang test point lang na isa-substitute natin doon sa original inequality. Kapag naging true yung inequality natin, then yung grupo ng numbers na yun or yung interval na yun ay kasali sa solution set natin. Pero kapag hindi siya naging true, then hindi siya part ng solution. So para mas maintindihan nyo kung ano ba itong mga steps na ito, magbibigay tayo ng example. Example number 1. Find the solution set of x squared plus 7x plus 12 is greater than 0. So again, step 1, ita-transform lang natin itong given quadratic inequality into quadratic equation. So the corresponding equality of x squared plus 7x plus 12 greater than 0 is x squared plus 7x plus 12 equals 0. So pinalitan lang natin yung inequality symbol into equal sign. And then solve natin. X squared plus 7x plus 12 equals 0 using any of the method na pinag-aralan natin. So dito gagamitin ko ay by factoring method, since factorable naman tong expression na to. So makuha kong factors ay x plus 3 and x plus 4. Kukuha tayo ng factors ng 12 na magbibigay ng sum na equal sa coefficient ng linear term. So that is 3 and 4. 3 times 4, that is 12, and 3 plus 4, that is 7. And then by zero product property, equate natin yung dalawang factors sa 0. Transpose natin si 3 sa right side, makuha natin ay x equals negative 3. Transpose natin si 4 sa right side, makuha natin ay x equals negative 4. So we have the roots negative 3 and negative 4. And then step 2, pa-plot natin yung mga nakuha nating roots. So we plot the points corresponding to the roots of the equality in a number line. So the points will separate the line into 2 or 3 intervals. So plot the points corresponding to negative 3 and negative 4 on the number line. Nakuha nating roots, di ba? Negative 3 and negative 4. So gagawin natin dito ay ipa-plot natin sa number line. So plot natin si negative 3 or si negative 4. Ito siya, and si negative 3 ito. Okay, so mapapansin nyo dito yung dot natin or yung circle natin ay hollow. Ibig sabihin nun, wala siyang laman sa loob. Nangyayari yan kasi ibig sabihin yan ay hindi kasama yung point na negative 4 at negative 3 sa solution natin. Or para mas madali, malalaman natin na magiging hollow yung point natin or yung circle natin by just looking sa symbol ng inequality natin. Kapag less than or greater than yung symbol ng quadratic inequality, then magiging hollow ito. Ibig sabihin nun, hindi kasama yung makukuha nating points dyan sa solution set. Kapag naman greater than or equal to or less than or equal to yung sign ng quadratic inequality, then hindi yan magiging hollow, magiging solid circle yan or solid dot. Okay? So dito, since wala naman siyang equal sign na kasama, ano lang siya, greater than lang siya, then hollow yan. And then, pinlat natin yung negative 4, negative 3 dyan. Mahahati ngayon itong number line into 3 intervals or 3 regions. So, let's call this region A or itong interval na ito. Tatawagin natin siyang A. And ito yung mga numbers na less than negative 4. So, mga numbers na less than negative 4 ay negative 5, negative 6, up to negative infinity. So, infinite yan. And yung isang region naman natin ay yung region B. Ito yung mga numbers na between negative 4 and negative 3. So, yung mga numbers na greater than negative 4 but less than negative 3. Another region is itong region C. So, ito yung mga numbers na greater than negative 3. So, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, up to positive infinity. Yan yung region C natin. Okay? And then, after plotting, step 3, kukuha tayo ng test point. We choose a test point in each intervals and substitute this test point to the original inequality. So, kukuha tayo ng mga numbers each intervals or each region. Then, ipa-plug or substitute natin siya doon sa original quadratic inequality. So, start tayo sa region A. Sa region A or interval A, kukunin kong number ay si negative 5. Okay, pwede nyo rin kunin si negative 6, negative 7, basta less than negative 4. So, substitute ko siya sa given quadratic inequality. So, palitan ko lang si x ng negative 5. So, negative 5 square plus 7 times negative 5 plus 12 greater than 0. Simplify. Negative 5 square, that's 25. 7 times negative 5, that is negative 35. Plus 12. Then, simplify lang natin ito, makuha natin ay 2 is greater than 0. Which is true. Kasi si 2, di ba? Mas malaki naman talaga siya kay 0. So, ibig sabihin niyan, itong region A natin ay kasama sa solution set natin. Yung mga numbers na less than negative 4 ay kasama sa solution set. Since this is true. And itest naman natin si region B or interval B. Ito. Yung mga numbers between negative 4 and negative 3. So, kukunin ko ditong number ay negative 3.5. Nasa gitna. Okay? Substitute ko sa original quadratic inequality. Makuha ko ay negative 3.5 square plus 7 times negative 3.5 plus 12 greater than 0. Okay, negative 3.5 square, that is 12.25. 7 times negative 3.5, that is negative 24.5 plus 12. And then simplify, we get negative 0.25 greater than 0. And this is false. Kasi, mas maliit si negative kumpara kay 0, di ba? Kaso yung sinabi dito ay negative 0.25 is greater than 0, which is false. So, ibig sabihin yan, yung mga numbers under region B or interval B ay hindi kasali sa solution set natin since nag-false siya dito. Okay, so sa region C naman tayo. For C, we let x equal 0. Kukunin ko ng number sa C ay 0. Pwede nyo rin naman kunin si negative 2, negative 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up to positive infinity. Pero kukunin ko lang ay si 0 since madali lang substitute si 0 sa quadratic inequality. Madali lang siyang i-simplify. So, substitute natin si 0 sa given quadratic inequality. Makuha natin ay 0 square plus 7 times 0 plus 12 greater than 0. Simplify natin, 0 square, that is 0. 7 times 0, that's 0. Plus 12 greater than 0. And then, that is 12 is greater than 0. And this is true, di ba? Na mas malaki naman talaga si 12 kumpara kay 0. So, this is true. So, ibig sabihin yan, yung mga numbers under interval C or region C ay kasama sa solution set natin. So, yung mga solution set natin ay yung mga numbers na less than negative 4. Okay? Yung mga negative 5, negative 6, and up to negative infinity. And another is x is greater than or negative 3 or yung mga numbers na mas mataas sa negative 3. Itong nasa region C. So, example, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yun yung mga numbers na greater than negative 3. So, yan yung solution set natin. X is less than negative 4 or x is greater than negative 3. So, meron tayong iba-ibang notation dyan. So, ganito na yung gagawin nating notation dito para mas simple na lang. Okay, we have example number 2. Find the solution set of x squared plus x minus 2 less than 0. So, step 1, again, transform natin quadratic inequality into quadratic equation. The corresponding equality of x squared plus x minus 2 less than 0 is x squared plus x minus 2 equals 0. Again, papalitan lang natin yung inequality symbol ng equal sign. And then, solve natin tong quadratic equation na to. So, by factoring, kukunin ko yung factors ng negative 2 na magbibigay ng sum na 1. So, that is 2 and negative 1. 2 times negative 1, that is negative 2. And 2 plus negative 1, that is positive 1. Okay, so equate natin itong dalawang factors sa 0. So, unahin natin si x plus 2. So, transpose ko si 2 sa right side, makuha natin ay x equals negative 2. Equate naman natin yung isang factor na x minus 1 sa 0. Transpose natin si negative 1 sa right side, makuha natin ay x equals 1. So we have x equals negative 2 and x equals 1. Step 2, ipa-plot natin yung points or yung roots na nakuha natin kanina. So plot the points corresponding to negative 2 and 1 on the number line. Yan nakuha nating roots kanina, di ba? Negative 2 and 1. So plot natin siya sa number line, si negative 2 at si 1. Again, hollow yung dots natin dito. Wala silang laman sa loob. Ibig sabihin niyan, hindi kasama si negative 2 at si 1 sa solution set natin. And by just looking at this quadratic inequality, this is less than sign. So again, hindi siya, yung mga points na makukuha natin ay hindi kasama sa solution set. Okay, so pinlat natin si negative 2 at saka 1, makakabuo tayo na ngayon ng tatlong interval or region. So ito yung region A natin or interval A. Ito yung mga number na less than negative 2. And region B or interval B, ito yung mga numbers between negative 2 and 1. So ito yung mga numbers na greater than negative 2 but less than 1. And ito naman, region C, ito yung mga numbers na greater than 1. Okay? Then proceed tayo sa step 3. So, pipili tayo ng test point each interval. Then, substitute natin sa original inequality. For region A or interval A, we let x equals negative 3. So, kukunin ko lang number ay negative 3. Pwede nyo rin naman kunin si negative 4, negative 5, and so on. So, substitute ko si negative 3 sa given quadratic inequality na x squared plus x minus 2 less than 0. Yan yung original quadratic inequality natin. So, palitan lang natin si x ng negative 3. So, that is negative 3 squared plus negative 3 minus 2 less than 0. Simplify. Negative 3 squared, that is 9. This is negative 3 minus 2 less than 0. So, simplify lang natin 9 minus 3 minus 2, that is 4. 4 is less than 0. That is false. Kasi si 4 mas malaki kay 0, di ba? So, kaya naging false ito. Hindi naman kasi 4 less than 0. So, ibig sabihin yan, itong mga points under region A or interval A or yung mga numbers na less than negative 2 ay hindi kasama sa magiging solution set natin. Okay, for region B naman, we let x equals 0. So, substitute natin si 0 sa original quadratic inequality. So, palitan lang natin yung mga x ng 0. So, 0 squared, that is 0. 0 minus 2 less than 0. Simplify, that is negative 2 less than 0. And that is true. Na mas maliit naman talaga si negative 2 kumpara kay 0. So, ibig sabihin yan, yung mga solutions or mga numbers na under kay region B or interval B ay kasama sa solution set. Since this is true. And for region C, we let x equals 2. So, pili lang tayo ng mga numbers under region C or interval C. So, kukunin ko lang dito ay si 2. Pwede nyo rin kunin si 3, 4, or 5, and so on. So, substitute ko si 2 sa original quadratic inequality. So, that is 2 squared plus 2 minus 2 less than 0. Simplify, 2 squared, that is 4. So, we have 2 minus 2 less than 0. Less than 0. And then, simplify lang natin to 4 plus 2 minus 2, that is 0. 0 is less than 0. Which is false, diba? Kasi equal yung dalawang yan. 0 is equal to 0. So, since this is false, then, itong mga numbers under region C ay hindi kasama sa magiging solution set natin. So, yung solution set natin ay negative 2 less than x less than 1 or yung mga numbers na between negative 2 and 1 or yung mga numbers na greater than negative 2 but less than 1. Okay? Example number 3. Find the solution set of x squared minus 2x minus 8 is greater than or equal to 0. Again, step 1, transform natin itong quadratic inequality into quadratic equation. The corresponding equality of x squared minus 2x minus 8 greater than or equal to 0 is x squared minus 2x minus 8 equals 0. Again, papalitan lang natin yung inequality sign ng equal sign. Okay, solve natin to. X squared minus 2x minus 8 equals 0. Factoring. Kunin natin mga factors ng negative 8 na magbibigay ng sum ng negative 2. And that is 2 and negative 4. 2 times negative 4, that is negative 8. 2 plus negative 4, that is negative 2. By zero product property, equate lang natin itong dalawang factors sa 0. So, transpose natin si 2 sa right side, makuha natin ay x equals negative 2. Then, yung isang factor naman, equate natin sa 0, that is x minus 4 equals 0. Transpose natin si negative 4 sa right side, makuha natin ay x equals 4. So, we have negative 2 and positive 4. Then, step 2, i-plot natin yung mga nakuha nating points or yung nakuha nating roots dun sa quadratic equation. So, plot the points corresponding to negative 2 and 4 on the number line. So, given the number line, i-plot natin si negative 2 and 4. So, dito, makikita natin yung dot natin ay solid dot na. Okay, may laman na siya sa loob. Hindi na siya hollow. Kasi, yung symbol natin dito ay meron ng equal sign. Okay? So, ibig sabihin yan, itong negative 2 at saka point na 4 ay kasama sa solution set natin. Okay, kasama na siya. Okay, so na-divide siya into 3 regions. So, we have region A or interval A. Ito yung mga numbers na less than negative 2. We have region B. Ito yung mga numbers between negative 2 and 4. And we have region C or interval C. Ito yung mga numbers na greater than 4. Okay, step 3. Okay, kukuha tayo ng mga test point each region. Substitute natin sa original quadratic inequality. For region A, we let x equals negative 3. Kukunin ko lang si negative 3 dito sa region A. Pwede nyo rin kunin si negative 4 or negative 5. Kayong bahala. Substitute natin sa given quadratic inequality. Palitan natin si x ng negative 2. Sorry, that is negative 3. Palitan natin siya ng negative 3. So, we have negative 3 square minus 2 times negative 3 minus 8 greater than or equal to 0. Simplify negative 3 squared, that is 9. And negative 2 times negative 3, that is positive 6. Negative 8 greater than or equal to 0. Simplify, we get 7 is greater than or equal to 0, which is true. Kasi mas malaki naman talaga si 7 kumpara kay 0. So, ibig sabihin yan, yung mga numbers under region A or interval A ay kasama sa solution set natin. For region B naman, we let x equal 0. Substitute natin sa given quadratic inequality. So, palitan lang natin si x ng 0. So, this is 0 square minus 2 times 0 minus 8 greater than or equal to 0. So, 0 square, that is 0. Negative 2 times 0 is 0. Negative 8 greater than 0. Simplified, that is negative 8 is greater than or equal to 0, which is false. Kasi negative, dapat mas liit siya kumpara kay 0. So, sinabi niya dito ay negative 8 is greater than or equal to 0 daw, which is false. So, ibig sabihin niyan, yung mga numbers under region B ay hindi kasama sa solution set natin. For region C naman, we let x equals 5. So, kunin natin si 5 sa region C. Substitute natin sa given quadratic inequality. Makuha natin ay 5 square minus 2 times 5 minus 8 greater than or equal to 0. 5 square is 25. Negative 2 times 5, that is negative 10. So, we have negative 8 greater than or equal to 0. Simplify, we get 7 is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, and that is true. Na mas malaki naman talaga si 7 kumpara kay 0. So, ibig sabihin yan, yung mga numbers under region C ay kasama sa solution set natin. So, yung magiging solution set natin ay itong mga nag-true. So, yung region A ito at yung region C. So, solution set natin ay x is less than or equal to negative 2. Again, kasama kasama yung point na negative 2. Since less than or equal to ito. So, ito yung mga numbers na less than, mga numbers na negative 2 at saka yung mga less than negative 2. Or, yung mga number na from 4 tapos yung mga number na mas malaki sa 4. So, greater than 4. Again, kasama yung 4 natin at saka yung negative 2 sa magiging solution set natin since meron siyang equal sign. Okay? Okay, try naman natin itong solving problems involving quadratic inequalities. So, given yung problem na the city government is planning to construct a new children's playground. It wants to fence in a rectangular ground using one of the walls of a building. The length of the new playground is 15 meters longer than its width and its area is greater than the old playground. So, paano natin re-represent to? Paano natin i-drawing? So, since rectangular yon, drawing tayo na rectangle, then we will represent the width as W and yung magiging length naman yung playground ay magiging W plus 15 since gusto nung city government ay mas mahaba yung length ng 15 meters kumpara kay width. And gusto din nila na yung magiging area nung bagong playground ay mas malaki dun sa area nung old playground. Okay, in the given situation, the width of the playground can be represented by W and the length by W plus 15. If we represent the area of the old playground as A, then the quadratic inequality that would represent the given situation is W times W plus 15 is greater than A, or W squared plus 15 W greater than A. So, bakit siya naging greater than A? Kasi itong A na ito yung area nung old playground. Tapos, ito naman makuha natin dito ay ito yung area nung new playground. So, gusto nung city government na mas malaki yung area nung new playground kumpara doon sa area nung old playground. Okay, suppose the area of the old playground is 2,200 square meter. What could be the area of the new playground? What could be its length and width? So, example, yung area ng old playground ay 2,200 square meters. So, ano yung magiging length and width dapat nung magiging new playground natin? Which is, kailangan yung magiging area niya ay mas mataas sa 2,200 square meters. The situation tells us that the area of the new playground is greater than the area of the old playground. This means that the area of the new playground is greater than 2,200 square meter, di ba? So it could be 2,300, 3,500, 4,600 and so on. Basta't mas mataas sa 2,200 yung area. So, solve natin. Ito yung given quadratic equation natin, di ba? So, W squared plus 15W greater than 2,200. So, pinalitan lang natin yung A dito ng area nung old playground, which is 2,200. So, i-rewrite lang natin into quadratic equation. Then, transpose natin si 2,200 sa left side, kaya nakuha natin si negative 2,200. Okay, factor natin yung factors na negative 2,200 ay 55 and negative 40. Kapag pinag-add natin yan, makuha natin ay 15. Okay? And then, by zero product property, equate lang natin dalawang factors sa 0. Transpose natin yung mga numbers na 55 at negative 40 sa right side. Makuha natin ay W equals negative 55 and W equals 40. Okay, so may nakuha na tayo ng roots dito sa given quadratic equation na negative 55 and 40. So, basahin natin to. We only consider positive values for W since the situation involves measure of length. So, we have the measure length 55 meters and width 40 meters. So, kagaya nung ginawa natin dati dun sa solving quadratic equation, di-disregard natin tong negative na nakuha natin. Kukunin lang natin is yung positive. So, since inassign natin si W as the width, so, nakuha natin is 40, di ba? So, makukuha lang natin si length nun by adding 15 sa width na kukunin natin. Okay? Remember that the area of the new playground is greater than 2,200 square meter. So, we will get values for length greater than 55 meters and for width greater than 40 meters. So, hindi natin kukunin ito hindi natin kukunin itong 40. Ang kukunin natin ay yung mas mataas sa 40. Kasi kapag naging 40 and 55 yung width and length niyan, magiging equal yan sa 2,200 square meter. Which is mali. Kailangan nating kunin na width at length ay yung mas mataas sa 40 meters. At yung length na mas mataas sa 55 meters. Kasi ang gusto ng city government ay mas malaki yung area niya kumpara dun sa old playground. Okay? So again, mas mataas dapat sa 40 yung kukunin nating width. So we will get values for length greater than 55 meters and for width greater than 40 meters. Don't forget that the value of the length is 15 more than the width. Okay? So yung mga sets of numbers natin for width ay greater than 40. Pwedeng 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, and so on. Pwede rin 40.5, pwede rin yun. Since greater than 40 naman yon. And then, para makuha naman natin si length, mag-add lang tayo ng 15 kada kuha natin ng width. Okay? So, one possible pair of dimensions of the new playground is 50 meters and 65 meters. So, we have the width 50 and length 65 respectively. With these dimensions, the area of the new playground is 3,250 square meters. Again, pwede ito since greater than 40 naman tong width na ito. And wag natin kakalimutan na para makuha yung length, mag-add lang tayo ng 15 dito sa width natin. So, kaya nakuha yung 65. Kapag pinag-multiply natin yung dalawang dimension na yan, makuha natin ay 3,250 square meter, which is greater than 2,200 square meter. Okay? So, pwede rin namang 41 yung width mo, tapos magiging 56 yung magiging length nung dimension. And makuha nating area doon ay greater than 2,200 square meter din naman. Okay, for your activity, solve the following quadratic inequalities. So, we have number 1, x squared plus 7x plus 10 is greater than 0. Number 2, x squared minus 5x minus 24 is less than 0. And number 3, x squared plus 10x plus 16 is greater than or equal to 0. And number 4, problem. Joel wants to construct a new training ground. The length of the ground is 10 meters longer than its width, and its area is less than 1,200 square meters. What are the possible dimensions of the training ground? Okay, so hanapin natin yung length and width. Okay, so that's all for now. Sana marami kayong natutunan dito sa video lesson natin. Huwag kalimutan mag-subscribe at i-hit ang notification bell para updated kayo sa mga i-upload kong mga video lessons. Pindutin din ang like button kung nakatulong itong video lesson sa iyo. Okay, so hanggang dito lang. Paalam!